New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams. NYC.
Yep. What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time Show. Here, give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And it's time once again to talk about a Knicks loss. The Knicks lose to the Utah Jazz 108-93 despite a comeback in the fourth quarter led by the children. All right? RJ Barrett gives you 24 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Evan Fournier chips in with 17 points and 2 steals. Is inching closer and closer to that John Starks three-point shooting record. Quickly chips in with 16 points and 4 assists, but the Knicks cannot overcome the rebounding effort from these Utah Jazz, and they also can't find a way to stop Clarkson and the all-star point guard which the Knicks have their eye on, and they lose ultimately with despite the comeback 108-93, and we are going to talk about it all. But before we talk about it, please hit the like button, subscribe button, and please, can I introduce my guys? First of all, it's my man from the YouTube channel across the street. It's I call him the Raw Metaphor. It's the Raw Hebrew Remnant. What's going on, Raw?
What's up, my man Jay? It's my man Ryan G. Good to see y'all again.
Yeah, man. Of course, you already know who it is. My man Ryan G is in the building. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go.
Let's go. I'm gonna just start off because I was pissed. I'm not gonna lie, I was pissed, and we was joking in the back, and it kind of lightened my mood up. But I was super pissed, and Ryan can attest to that when he signed on. I was cursing and everything, and I just keep going back to this thing like, why does Thibodeau hate children? What is wrong with this kid? He preaches defense wins games. We get back into the game with the children playing defense. We had Grimes in, we had IQ in, we had Sims in, we had Obi in, we had Deuce in, cut the lead to 4. Things get dicey, and he takes out IQ for Evan Fournier.
Bruh.
He takes out Obi for Randall, who has been sucking the entire game.
Bruh.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. This is why Knicks Nations are just pissed at Tom Thibodeau. Like, if he does get fired, I know there was rumors saying that he's not getting fired, but if he does get fired, like, stuff like this is kind of like, I almost feel like you deserve it, bro. Like, this is stupid. Like, I don't understand what makes you go back to Randall after Obi's playing great defense. Randall's playing subpar defense the whole time, and Obi is cooking. Obi misses 1 3 and he gets subbed out.
Yep.
He gets misses 1 3. Forget all the good defense he did before that. Forget the 3 or 4 or 5 and 6 good plays right before that. He misses 1 3. Meanwhile, Randall is 6 for 22. Whose man says this, man? Like, I can't, man. I don't understand. Raw, it's been. I don't even. Raw, what do you have to say about this game, man?
All right, this is the thing, man. If the Knicks are 30-41, right? Got 71 games. They're 30-41 with 11 games left to play. If they were 41-30, I would understand, because now you went back to a guy who would have been carrying you to wins all season, and you're saying, I'm going to ride this star all the way through. But that is not the case right now. You're 30-40 at the time. Why do you keep going back to these guys that cannot win you games? You're still losing. So I am past being pissed. I am. I'm just past being pissed. It's like I sit back and say, okay, this is where he starts subbing out the guys that are winning. This is where he puts Randall back in. This is where Randall turns the ball over. This is where they come back. It's like clockwork. So I'm past being pissed. So at this point, I'm just watching. I'm just watching.
Hey, Raw's right, man, because I don't see behind the scenes stuff. Usually after the games, I'm like kind of chill, and Raw is just like silent. He's just like, behind the scenes. He's supposed to say. He says nothing. He's like, then the game, and then the show rides on, and he starts to open up, and he talks. And da. I feel like today was like the opposite. Raw came in, he was like, "Hi guys." I saw birds chirping behind him. I saw a Disney princess dancing. And Raw was like, "I am over it."
No, I'm not tripping, man. I'm just watching right there. Like, there, okay. This is where I can predict. Okay, this is where he takes Deuce out. This is where the defense starts to fall. This is where he takes out IQ. This is where he puts in Fournier. This is where we start getting beat. Okay, here it is. No perimeter defense. Okay, here we go. Boom, game done.
Ryan, let us. What did you see today, man?
I mean, I'm pretty much on the same page as Raw. Like, I watched the Knicks game. I was pretty much just going through the motions because I see what's going on, and I'm like, well, if this is what's going to happen, this is just typical Thibs. Knicks are going to end up losing this game or whatever the case may be. I think I was more pissed off at the fact that I had to watch that instead of March Madness. That's why I was pissed off. But overall, man, it's like, I don't get it. Like, it was funny because I was watching the game and the Knicks had a timeout. Like, Thibs called timeout in the third quarter, and it was like 6 minutes left in the third. Like, he called around the 6-minute mark. And, I'm going through Instagram looking at, different tweets or whatnot. And the Strickland, right?
Yeah.
So this guy tweets, "I bet my house that Thibs comes out with the same rotation after the timeout when the Knicks been sticking it up." And just like clockwork, Thibs came out with the same rotation out of the timeout, despite the fact that the starting rotation was getting their break speed off in the third quarter at that time. And at this point, man, it's one of those things where it's like, I really don't know what else to say, because I feel like we've talked about this over and over and over again throughout the whole season. Like, this is just Thibs, and it just sucks that we're probably going to see this for another season. So,
now, Ryan, come on, you know the answer, man. It's the answer. Oh, you just got to get better.
Yeah. Apparently, the Knicks played 71 games this season. They're 11 games under 500, and yet Thibs still believes that the Knicks have to get better. Like, I don't get it. I don't. I'm gonna
30 and 41. Come on, yeah.
Got to develop the vets, man. Got to develop the vets.
We got to develop the vets. There's still ceiling in Fournier. I know there is. There's still ceiling in Burks as a point guard. He could become an all-star. We don't know. He's all NBA. He could be all NBA next year. So.
Yeah,
it's to a point now where it's like, look, like I think on Tuesday the Knicks play the Hawks, right? Now the Knicks are 5 games away from the 10th spot with 11 games remaining. If the Knicks lose to the Hawks on Tuesday, it becomes 6 games behind.
It's over.
With 10 games left, and Thibs still goes out there with those same veterans playing them 30, 40 minutes a game, I'm going to go crazy because I'm going to be like, what the freaking hell? The Knicks have no chance now, and he's still going to play the veterans?
Yeah, it's time.
That would, you know what though? You're right. So that makes Tuesday, as far as Thibs' little master plan to try to get in the play-in, that makes it like the ultimate must-win game, right? Because if he loses that one, you lose a whole game. Like that's a whole. Now you're going 6 games back.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we have some games against the Charlotte Hornets, who are also battling us for that last spot. And you already know, what's the name be giving Randall the business?
Mark Berman.
Yes, Mark Berman. Mark Berman definitely gives Thibs the business in the press conference. But before, during the game, Bridges ate Randall's lunch last time.
Oh yeah, right.
Bridges is
right.
Be
It was
a
man against a boy last time.
Yeah, that's gonna be a rough run. He's not gonna be able to play 4 minutes against him.
I hate seeing Miles Bridges because I wanted him that year.
I wanted him that year.
I was like, McCall was my second, and I was like, but I want Miles, man. I want Miles first.
I wanted Miles too. Oh, look at that. He's on line on that one too.
Who
I hate seeing him because every time I see him, I was like, dang, he could have been a Knick, man.
Okay.
Shoot.
Yo, Kevin Knox. You remember we did the Kevin Knox breakdown, Ryan, and everybody was like, y'all too hard on him.
But you know what though? I have learned from watching Knox and watching Ntilikina, I have learned that a team can ruin a player's development. A team could do that. You know, I'm not because it can happen, you know. So like you mishandle a guy, you could really mess him up, man. So the Knicks have done that a couple of times, you know.
That's
Yeah.
true. That is definitely true.
'Cause I still think Kev is an NBA talent. He just got to be developed the right way, man.
Well, we'll see what happens when he's on the Hawks. We'll have another shot for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch gears. Shout out to everybody who's rocking with the KOT show. I don't even know if we have callers or not. Who wants to call after today? I don't know. Unless they think we are a suicide hotline. But shout out to everybody in the chat.
Well, Ryan said you got content creators tapping out.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Shout out to John. Hold on. Gunshots from John Schnell. John Schnell. He's a content creator. He does a podcast called Big Shot. I actually wanted him on the show, and he put out that like the Knicks were. He put out that he's quitting talking about the Knicks. He's gonna concentrate on football, and he just felt like he wasn't excited to talk about the Knicks anymore. So Knicks got the content creators tapping out. We still here though, all 82. It don't matter. We still here, rain and shine. But shout out to John Smith. I understand.
We here for the orange and blue, man.
Yeah, man.
Orange and blue.
I understand though. I understand.
Yeah, for real.
And shout out to everybody in chat: Ronnie, Shannon, Winston Ellis, Stanley Mann, Kanal Bond Lawyer. Everybody else is rocking with the KOT show, and also Jason M. Man, Picks with Timmy, man. Picks with Timmy's over here killing us, man, killing it hard, repping for KOT. All right, I want to talk about Quickly for a second, man, because Quickly is finding his stride, man. Quickly has
overall. You got to say he is. I mean, the stats don't lie. He is.
Yeah, man. I'm putting the stats up on the thing. February, we were shooting 32% from the field. In February, March, he's up to 47% from the field. Gunshots were Quickly. I can hear Reaper in my mind going, nobody. Reaper is one of our regular callers. He always goes, nobody on the team shoots over 42%, and that's a problem. None of the guards shoot over 42%, and that's a problem. Quickly is trending, man. Shooting 47% from the field in March. His 3-point percentage has gone up from 27 to 43%. February, he was averaging 7.6 points per game. Now he's averaging 14.6. And the free throw attempts have gone up tremendously. He averaged 1.4 attempts in February. Now it's up to 5.2. Quickly, he's been one of the bright spots.
Yeah, but you know, it's a source of bittersweetness for me, because the reason Quickly has come on like that to me is because they have been allowing him to play through his mistakes, to play through his errors, to play through his slump. And so that's why I say, like, we could have been good from the beginning if he'd have played some of these young guys and let them do that. Then you'd have had all of them come forward. I'm glad Quickly is developing, and he's going to be a good piece for us going forward. But I'm just saying, if he'd have gave that rope to all, because we got a good crew of youth. So if he'd have gave that rope to Obi and Deuce and everybody, we'd have been that much better, you know, instead of willing to yank Obi the minute he trips over his sneaker a little bit, he's out, you know. But with Quickly could shoot 0 for 20. He's going to still get minutes the next game. And that's good, because now you can see he's played his way out of it, and he's improved. But I'm just frustrated because, like, that could have been all our young guys.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Anything to add to that, Ryan?
I mean, Raw pretty much said it all. Pretty much said it right there. Quickly has definitely shown improvement as of late. He's definitely showing that his vision has improved. You know, he's actually, you know, making plays and setting up his teammates for easy baskets and things of that nature. And his shooting has picked up and everything. And, you know, like Ross said, you know, there's certain young players that Thibs gives a long leash to. And as you can see, those players improve. Like, he gives Quickly a long leash. Quickly has come around later in the season. He gives RJ a long leash. Mm-hmm. RJ began to improve the second half of the season. He gives Mitch a long leash. Mitch has shown, you know, has improved as well. But the players he don't give a long leash to, like even Grimes, like, he started playing Grimes more, and then Grimes started picking up as well. But, you know, it's like sometimes you have to realize what's most important for the franchise. And if you see that you're struggling, because I understand building a winning culture. Like, you want to build a winning culture within the organization with the young guys. But at the same time, it's like you have to understand where you are in the standings. And if you see that the team is struggling and the chance of you making the playoffs is going to be slim to none. Why not prepare for next season by playing these young guys and getting them the experience that they need? Because the only way these young guys are going to improve is if you give them playing time. So why not prepare these guys for next season by playing them extensive minutes and getting them ready instead of, just like Ross said, once Obi trips over his shoelace, he's out of the game, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, it's not only just that, right? It's he just ignores what's happening on the court, even for the sake of you know what? Let's do it for the future. Hell, do it for now. Randall was 6 for 22 today. He was played the whole third quarter. He sucked. Obi
and that Mob Deep they had in there was doing work, man. Shoot.
And I get it. And you know what? The second unit they lost the lead in the second quarter, so I'm not gonna say they played perfectly, right? They lost the lead in the second quarter a little bit. But even that lost lead, I feel had a lot to do with what's the dude's name off the bench for
Clarkson.
Clarkson. Yeah.
Clarkson, yeah.
I felt Clarkson, as good as Evans was shooting, Clarkson came in and he got going because Evan Fournier was on him.
It's true. It's true.
He got going because Evan Fournier was on him.
And he's one of them streaky dudes. You let him get hot, you can't stop him. That's it.
Exactly. And by the time the second unit came on, it was just like, okay, well, there's no stopping this guy because it's kind of like a pebble going downhill and now he's a boulder.
That's right.
So it's like we couldn't really stop him. So it's like, I don't know, man. I just feel like it's not even just a development thing for the future.
You could have won more games.
We could have won more games if we tried more stuff.
Yep.
In general. Yep. And Obi today, man, like he didn't have a perfect game, but when like I said, the way Randall was going in that fourth quarter, in that whole game, and Obi was having an impact defensively. He was leaking out for shots, getting easy baskets. Like, roll the dice with Obi. He was rotating. He was doing everything right on the defensive end.
Obi was playing a good game, man. He was playing a good game. A couple of times he was open ahead of the break and they didn't catch him. That one time, Quick caught him, but if you remember that, the play before that he was open and Quick missed him.
Yeah.
And then they got him for a three and he missed the three, but he was open, man. He on the back door for a dunk and he had his hands waving and of course Quick missed him. But I was like, dang, man, see, you keep him out there in that scenario. You keep running him, man.
Yeah, you keep running him. He played 13 minutes and 28 seconds today. I was looking at the time. I was like, wait, this 6 minutes left. Obi's still in the game. I was starting to get excited. I was like, Obi's still in the game. He didn't get pooped.
And I was saying to myself, you better not sub these guys out. Don't sub these guys out. Don't sub these guys out. I was like, oh, God.
There we go. Yeah. Same old Knicks. Same old Thibs. Thibs be Thibs. You already know what the deal is over here at the KOT.
Oh,
yeah. All right. Man. But, well, you know what? Let's get some callers in, man. First caller up. We got RJ, man. Not to be confused with RJ Barrett, but my man RJ. We got 4 callers up.
Hey,
we
guys,
got a lot of people.
How we doing, guys?
What's going on, RJ?
Hey, man.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, you guys pretty much shot it right away. It was Quickly who had 16 points. Obi was killing it. And it wasn't even after the missed 3 by Obi, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, Quickly, threw that fast break for Obi, and he threw down the dunk. And then right after that is when they took him out.
Yeah.
And Randall checks in. He was obviously not on. And it's just the same thing. It's like instead of reading in the flow of the game, he's going by some template. And and even like RJ Barrett, I know he didn't shoot great tonight, but I feel like his shot was on for the majority of the night, but still Randall was on the ball. The offense was focused on Randall, and RJ is just relegated to this kick-out option for the majority tonight. And you see a lot of the games where he is getting the on-ball reps, but then you'll see games like this where it feels like Randall's ego takes that hit, and he wants to be that guy, and Thibs just gives him free reign. So that's why I worry about next year. Like Ryan G. just mentioned before, like how much is really going to change if the front office keeps allowing Thibs to run it his way. And it's at this point I'm like, I'm not even shocked, but it's so frustrating, man. And I don't know. It's like there are how many games are left? Like 12 maybe? A little more than that maybe?
11, I believe.
11 games left. What's the hurt? You're playing your veterans to finish out the year when you're not going to make the playoffs. That doesn't get you anywhere. At least playing your kids is going to get you answers, right? Whether you have some talent or maybe you have a trade asset or something. It's just very frustrating, and I don't know how much longer I can take it. But that's it, guys. I appreciate you taking the call. Have a good rest of the night.
Yeah.
All right, man. You too, man.
Yeah, man. Yo, and the first man, and then Randall has the nerve to try to fight after the end of the game, bro. Like,
Bruh.
bro, whose man is this again, man?
He bowled. What's the name in the face, right? He bowled Gobert in the face, right? And then Gobert was pushing him back, and then he was trying to fight.
Like, where was the fight during the game? Where was
That
that?
was so crazy. This guy.
And then what was funny about it was that Gobert wasn't even trying to fight. Gobert was trying to calm him down, like, yo, the game's over. Like,
He's relaxed,
it is what
man.
it is. Relax. And he was still trying to go after him.
Man, go back in the locker room, get your meds, man. You tripping. Damn.
Tripping. Like, where was that fight during the game, Randall? Where was that fight when Evan was trying to hold Donovan Mitchell by itself and you played that fake defense, ran down, and then it didn't help your boy out when he got the end one? Like, where was the help then? Like, where were you, man?
You know what Randall does in situations like that? He'll point at Evan and say, man, what were you doing?
And I'm glad Clyde pointed that out during the game because I was thinking
Yes,
the
he
same
did.
thing. Like, it was a 2-on-1. Like, there was two of you back there, and you just ran
And he
back and let him go.
He could have easily stopped that shot from coming up. He could have easily did it. He was right there.
Yeah,
But-
I just had it with Randall's misplaced anger, man. Like, I really
No, he's just inconsistent. For a guy that's an 8-year vet, he is just too inconsistent, man.
You're right about that. You're definitely right about that. Oh, hold on, I see. Shout out to Harlem 9000 says a $4.99 super chat says, if Thibs can't tell Randall-ish when he's making 18 mil, what do you think is going to happen when he's making 26? We need Randall out of here ASAP, man. I'm
Like
not
I
even.
said, it might be good if he was Rudy Gobert's teammate next year. They won't be fighting. They'll just be teammates.
Oh man, if he wanted to be teammates, this was a bad audition game for sure.
Oh
Oh
man.
man, to go from Donovan Mitchell and Gobert, who allegedly had problems, and to having Randall play with Gobert, and Randall was trying to fight homie, like that's gonna be crazy. But
That would be crazy.
Facts.
oh man, yeah. I need Randall to take all the days off next season for real.
Unfortunately, with this here, he's gonna want his boy Randall here. So I'm not expecting no trade.
I mean, I've had it with his fragile psyche, man.
But
He's pissing me
Tibbs
off.
would want Burks here too. But I think they're gonna trade Burks.
Yeah, I think they'll trade. I think Trip Burks is definitely gone. I think if they're any bit of serious about seeing what's going to happen with Cam Reddish, Burks is definitely gone.
And I could see them packaging their first round pick with expiring contracts of Burks and Noel, and and trying to get another player. I don't know who that would be, but that's I could see them doing it.
Yeah,
Because teams want that expiring deal.
yeah, and they will have two. They will have two in Burks.
Yeah.
and Noel.
Yeah,
Mixed with the pick.
and what you would want, you want those cats on a contract year. You know what I mean? Because then also Noel will play 82 games.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So you just don't know, man. Like, oh man, like you don't know if that move is gonna happen. It might happen in the summer, but definitely by trade deadline, I'll be shocked if those guys are still here. Shocked.
Oh, they won't be here. Yeah, they won't be
Yeah.
here. But I think it'll be going. I think it might be a draft night trade or definitely in a free agency situation.
Yeah.
You'll see
Yeah.
them gone.
And Ian Goodrich saying nobody is going to want them. By bare minimum next season, by trade deadline next season, bare minimum they'll be gone because everybody's going to want them because both of them will be expiring contracts. So everybody wants expiring contracts at deadline.
Yeah, everybody wants an expiring deal. But Burks is actually a serviceable player. He's just playing out of position.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
He's very serviceable, man. You bring him in as your second, wing off the bench. He's a good he's a serviceable guy, but it's just that you got him your starting point guard. I mean, that's crazy. So
super crazy. Shout out to BK. BK since the final chat says I'm convinced that Tisdale will stop Alec Burks even after we're mathematically eliminated. Leon Rose needs to step in and play the kid. Yeah, like at this point,
I wouldn't be surprised.
at this point, if I'm looking at Emmanuel Quickly versus Alec Burks or Alec Burks versus anybody, right? Alec Burks has been shooting. I was looking at the numbers today. Alec Burks has been shooting 30% from the field for like 3 months. It's like he's not been like efficient offensively. I guess the switching defense is the only pro to having Alec Burks. But like quickly, whether it's Deuce, like it's time to make a change. But at least if it's quickly at this point, you already know quickly is gonna get you open shots because just the fact that watch tape on quickly creates open shots just by running.
Yep.
Because Alec Burks doesn't run. Alec Burks trots.
He trots and saunters. He doesn't run. You're right.
Right. So like if you watch Julius Randle and IQ do like a dribble handoff, and IQ starts to run full speed and gets the ball from Randle, 2 people go to IQ, and all of a sudden Randle is wide open, and IQ simply drops it back to Randle, and then it's up to Randle to make the right move, which he doesn't most of the time.
Exactly. And not only that, I mean, Burks is more of a half-court dude, but quickly could get in the open court, so he really pushes it to get in the open court. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not surprised at anything. It's almost because it's so predictable right now. I'm just waiting, like everybody, like you said, let's get Leon to step in when they're mathematically eliminated, which really Tuesday would be. If they lose against Atlanta Tuesday, forget about it. So now they'd have a technical mathematical chance, but really it won't. So at that point, and then with this nice stretch coming up, they really should be playing Deuce and I want to see Deuce, Grimes, and Quickly on the floor together.
Deuce, Grimes, and Quickly.
Yeah, I want to see all 3 of them.
Yeah,
and
we saw it today.
He had Deuce. Yeah, but he was good too. But he at one point he was running Deuce, Burks, and Quickly when Grimes was out, and that was good. But I think if you put replace Burks with Grimes, and you put RJ out there, I think you're going to see some stuff, man. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But
the problem has been so far is RJ Barrett has been playing with the second unit, and I think that's how I talked about this with Ryan before. RJ Barrett with the second unit, he runs better with the second unit because the second unit actually runs. So a lot of the time the lineup has been quickly RJ, Grimes, Obi, Sims, or Mitch or whatever.
Yes.
So I feel like Thibs was kind of hesitant to change that because RJ's been going more with the second unit for a lot of times than the first unit sometimes, and then he'll take that momentum from playing with the second unit and bring it back to the first. Today, what we saw the kids do. We saw like the Knicks summer league team run with McBride, IQ, Grimes, Sims, and Obi. They ran for a minute, and then as soon as Mitchell came back, RJ checked back in the game as well to kind of shadow him. But that little team actually started to cut into the lead, so there's some potential there for sure. But it's just more, it's going to be more, are you going to be willing to cut RJ Barrett's minutes to give Deuce minutes? And that's what Thibs might be struggling with now that Deuce is back.
But it's like, I mean, it's not like I said, if they were 41 and 30, okay, I can't say anything.
Right.
But you're 30 and 41. Come on, man. I mean, you're 30 and 41. So this shouldn't even be like something you need to think about. I mean, it should be automatic. Like, okay, I got to make. I mean, even he said, we got to reevaluate everything. Remember that? We got to reevaluate everything. We got to look at everything.
Yeah.
He ain't looked at nothing.
No, he ain't looking at nothing. No, you're right.
Nothing's changed. So I mean, that's the frustrating thing. I understand he's a competitive coach. I understand. I respect the fact that he wants to win every minute of every game, and he believes in his vets. But at this particular point, it's ridiculous for him to be still doing that when you're not even in the play-in right now. You're 5 games out of the play-in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. I still think, dude. I was saying like 3 months ago it was going to be Deuce time because of the schedule. I was not expecting Thibs to be so stubborn in not playing Deuce, not playing. And in fact, tonight, if you guys remember, Mike Breen said, but they're very high on Deuce. He said it like they said they're very all the stats very high. So if they're so high on him, when is he going to get some minutes, man?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Oh.
It's about time. It's about time, man. Yeah, salute to the chat, man. Everybody's rocking with the KOT show. Shout out to Harlem, Stanley, man, Paul Butler, T. Williams, Ian Goodbridge, and everybody else is rocking with the show. If you're new, let us know, man. Let us know that you're new. And also, let us know where you're from in the chat. Brooklyn, you from Queens, you from from out of state, Michigan. Let us know in the chat if we shout you out. All right. We already know what Jason is. Next caller up, we got our man Jason from the Lower East Side.
Yeah, I'll just say this. I'm not even mad about today because I can't say anything that I didn't say on Wednesday already.
Got you.
I said it all. I mean, I told you, they leaked that news on Wednesday because they knew they were playing the Trailblazers. There's no way they would have leaked that news before today with the Jazz coming up. You know? Anybody that wants to defend Thibs, they can't. There's nothing to say. He's got to go. I mean,
I don't even know I can't even. I'm not fighting you, dog. I'm not fighting you.
What you gonna say? What you gonna say? You can't fight him. You can't fight him.
You can't fight defender.
I can't even fight you, man. Like this was.
Nobody can fight him on that. You can't say that.
It's like this is the stupidest. That fourth quarter was atrocious, man. Like I don't understand.
You know what's crazy? I think Ross said it too. He just said it. We knew it was going to happen. Like, it wasn't a surprise. That's why I can't be mad. Like, what was he thinking? That's Thibs. That's what you get when you have Thibs as your coach. So next year, it's the exact same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He's not going to change. Who's he going to change for? I mean,
that's why. I'm wondering what they're going to do when they trade Burks and they're going to trade Burks and Norrell. What's he going to do then? I mean, I wonder what's going to happen.
They're going to get Thibs veterans off the street. He going to play them 40 minutes a game.
He's going to go down to West 4th Street and find the last has-been superstar Wando. Oh, yeah. I think you still have upside.
Yeah, I couldn't believe he took out. Look, I knew he was going to bring Randall back in because it's Randall, and that's Thibs. I was shocked. I wouldn't say surprised, but I was a little surprised he took out quickly because I was like,
I know
this guy's losing it.
Grandson,
what happens? They lose the game right. They blow it off right then.
Quickly just literally stopped. He literally had like a perfect defensive play, scored, and then kick him out the game. Like I don't get this dude at all.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. For what? Just to get Randall?
Nothing about Obi's defense. He was like the way he was flying out to contest shots. It was so much better than what Randall was doing.
Even Fournier looked like his feet were stuck in mud in the third quarter. Like it was a point
where always stuck in mud now.
Yo, that third quarter run when the first unit was playing defense, it was like. I remember Fournier went to double Donovan Mitchell, and then Donovan Mitchell passed the ball out to I forgot who shot an open three, and he had like 6 years to line up the shot. Fournier was still in the foul line, like chilling.
It was Royce O'Neal. He's just sitting out there. Okay, let me line this up. I got time.
Yep.
Kaplow.
Yeah, right. And then Thibs calls timeout, and then brings out the same starting unit. I'm just like, I don't understand, man.
I mean, listen, you said that he can't play McBride without cutting into RJ's minutes. That's not true.
You can cut Burks minutes.
He doesn't have to play starters. He doesn't have to wait till there's 3 minutes to the end of the first quarter to sub.
That's true.
You can run a 10-man rotation and sub guys out earlier.
That's true.
Yep.
That's
and like
true.
I said today, that crew they had out there was going to do some work, man. And he pulled it out. He pulled them. I was like, dang, man.
Yeah, man.
And you know what happened? When I saw Deuce and I started seeing them start to make a run, I'm getting to the edge of my seat now. So here they go. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yep.
He
was scared to have. He was scared to have Deuce on Donovan Mitchell. That's exactly what that was. He wanted RJ on him.
Oh my God.
But it is what it is, man. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for calling, Jason. Unless you got something else to add to that.
Yeah, RJ did a good job. He only had 36.
No, this is why. This game is exactly why we all want Thibs to go. A lot of people say, why do we want Thibs to go? Oh, he needs a better roster. No, he doesn't. He had a roster that was playing well. You saw the decisions he made. That's why we want Thibs gone. I'm done.
Yeah, I can't argue. I got no fight, no argument. For anybody that's anti-Thibs, I got no argument. I can't say nothing.
I can't even. I mean, proof. Did you watch the game today? That's all he can say.
Yeah,
Did you watch the game today? And even with Randall, it was like he picks a fight at the end of the game for For what? Like, I just don't understand any of this right now. Next caller up. Who do we have, Fritz, man? Big Reaper is
Big
up.
Reaper, yeah.
All right, no, Big
Big
Reaper's
Reaper
gonna come up with the stats to back up everything that just happened. He's like defensive field goal percentage is horrible on random. I don't know, this is a Reaper. Right, Reaper? What are you about to say?
Well, you know what it is, right? I mean, it's true. You know, it's like I still can't believe it. It's like, I mean, come on, think about it. Hey, Raw, when was the last time you saw a power forward that's in his position shooting 42% from the field?
I mean,
Power forward. That's
only dudes that are defensive, players, that like a Dennis Rob, like somebody that's a defensive player that you don't expect to shoot. But a guy, I've seen nobody that's supposed to be your number one option doing it. Ugh.
At least at that size too. I can understand if it was like, let's say, a small forward or guard, and you're the number one option, and you're young, and you're shooting 42. I mean, you can understand RJ shooting 42%, until he kind of like, he's 21 years old, right?
Right.
But the 28-year-old dude, like, he's supposed to be the man, and he's like 6'8", like 250, built like a tank, and you're telling me he's going to shoot 42%? I'm not signing that contract,
Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean, it was like, it was an interesting game. I kind of figured they were going to lose. I mean, he was going to do, Thibs was going to do the stuff he always does. So I mean, he's done that the whole year. Kids go for a run. It looks like they deserve to at least play it out, and he just pulls them. So that's just what he does, And so,
It's
I mean,
Utah.
he just really,
It's one of the things where you expect to lose, but then like if you have a chance to win and the coach loses the game for you, that's a different type of loss than like they got talent.
Yeah. No, it's the hypocrisy of it though, right?
Yeah.
If you play well, he says you're going to play. If you play well, you're going to play. He gets guys playing well, and he pulls them.
Like,
Yeah.
we
That's
don't
what he
believe
does
you.
all the time.
We don't believe you.
And then the other thing too that like nobody ever really talks about, I feel like, is like, I mean, Obi is a pretty good, decent defender. I'm not saying he's like basically Jordan stop or anything, or he's gonna lock anyone down, but I mean, like, he has, like, I felt like he hasn't been like a weak link, the way we all thought he would be, and he actually his numbers look good on the defensive end, and so that's the one thing that I've kind of liked about him. Funny enough, today I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm actually civil analytics, so I have like
you're civil analytics?
Yeah, he's civil. Yeah.
I didn't know you were civil.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you might know me that, but I know he just started a channel. He's pretty good too, man.
Yeah. So I posted, I posted basically, it was just a meme or whatever, like stats comparing Julius to Obi Toppins, and just put, basically efficiency stuff like field goal percentage. I put the PER up there, the win shares, and they're both comparable, right? And so people like lose their mind and saying like I'm handpicking stats, and it's just kind of crazy to me. It's like crazy how like a lot of people really ride for Julius, man. It's funny, like I had no idea so many people was riding for him, but it's kind of crazy. Even in the face of like the stats, people say I handpicked that and like I'm slanted and like, but it's like it's crazy. Julius gets 3 times the amount of minutes that Obi does. Obi doesn't even get a chance to like get a good feel for the game. Obi shoots 51% from the field, right? And everyone acts like, oh, it's all lobs, it's all lobs. That's not true. We've seen Obi put the ball on the floor a few times before. We've seen him actually a couple of times get baskets like from the post. So it's not like he's not a basket case like he can't play offense. And also he's a good passer.
Yeah.
But, even in the face of stats, it's like I'm not saying that he can come in and basically carry a team, But, that's not what I'm saying. But it's just like, it's just a simple question. And it kind of basically goes at the fact that, like, Julius is just so inefficient that it's crazy. And it's like, then what are we doing? The one thing I'm 100% sure of that this team is going to do in the next year, especially if Julius is, I think they're going to trade him. There's no way. I mean, why would you have this guy on your squad? It just doesn't make any sense. That's just losing basketball. He embarrasses the organization every chance he gets. I mean, you guys talked about the fight earlier tonight. And the other thing about with him and these fights too is like, like, it's not even just his own teammate. Actually, sometimes even the teammates, even like, he'll push off and swat the teammates' hands away. He does that also to the staff, which is kind of crazy, And so I'm not sure what the rules are, like, at MSG, but, I mean, most workplaces, you can't just go put your hands on staff, right? So it's kind of interesting that, and he does that regularly. He puts his hands on the staff like it seems like regularly. The one time he smacked the guy's computer out of his hand.
Yeah, laptop gate.
So, so just like, but what do you guys think about that whole thing? It's just like, I know, this is not basketball and maybe we're veering in the wrong direction, but it's just like, to me, I feel it's kind of crazy to see stuff like that. I've never seen anything like that from any player,
Now, I think that's probably the reason why I'm leaning more and more towards getting rid of him now, because it's not even just, like, it's more than just basketball to me. Like, it's culture now. Like, I understand you hate losing, but like, we all hate losing. But it's like, if you're not gonna hate losing enough to put forth the effort on the court, but you have enough energy to fight somebody, it's like, to me, it's like backwards thinking to me. Like, I don't get that logic. So I'm just like, at this point, I don't know. Like, it just seems like it's not worth his mental, man. Like, his mental seems so fragile to me. Like, regardless of the talent, like, even if we're able to tap into this talent the way we want to, at this point, I'm looking at him and I'm going, how long does this last? Because it seems like his mentality doesn't seem like the type to hold on to that for a long stretches of time before he implodes. That's what I'm looking at right now.
See, like if he was Luka Doncic, I was struggling to say, okay, he's a superstar. I gotta get away with that. If he was John Morant, if he was the Joker, and they did the exact same thing that he did, but they were playing like they're playing now, you can't say anything because he's a superstar. He's acting like he's a superstar, but he's temperamental like a child. So you that's not somebody you want being the face of your franchise. You don't want that. So that's, I'm just seeing is like, if he really was, what would he be like if he was really good, like, all the time? I mean, he's almost like impossible to deal with. We've seen him not help his teammates up. We've seen him saunter. We've seen him, slap, computer out of people's hands. We've seen him slap his teammates away. I mean, he's done so many things to show he is not the face of the franchise that you want at $100 million. I respect him as a man. I don't want to be personal with him as a person, but as a basketball player, they do need to trade him. I would like to trade him this summer.
Yeah, it's not a personal shot. It's more of the way it is affecting the team. Exactly. It's like it's not. We're supposed to be the leader. It's just a bad example to set for a team. So it's not even just a personal shot. It's the attitude as it relates to basketball.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. And honestly, it's tantalizing because he got talent, but it's just
Yeah, he definitely does. But he just doesn't know how to use it, unfortunately. Right. And for me, it's like, it kind of like puts also a Thibs in the spotlight in these situations. And like I think I've spoken a few times about like Thibs in these situations, how he relates to Randall and then the rest of the team. I just think Thibs is just like, he's just with Thibs, it's not really just X's. Like, I'm not going to debate. I'm not going to act like I know more than Thibs when it comes to X's or O's. Like, I'm not even anywhere near close to that. But I look, the thing about being in New York City is, like, there's so many people watching these games. There's so many, people talking about these games. There's no, that's why this is one of the hardest places to play. There's so many people talking about it. We're not idiots out here. There's every day I spend basically, even when I'm working in the background, there's there's some kind of, there's something about the New York Knicks playing in the background. And so we see what's going on. And I just feel like Thibs is just such a bad leader. Is just the way he treats the players is just not cool. I just think he's just a really bad leader. He doesn't deal with people very well. He's not a leader. And then also the rookies. What he did with McBride for me is I really get annoyed when teams mess up young kids, because with McBride didn't seem like he had an issue on the offensive end early in the season.
Yeah.
Look at McBride all of a sudden. He's it's like mad gun shy. It's like what, and it was all because of that stupid Toronto game where he took the kid out after like 3 minutes, and it's just like.
Yeah, he's in the
And so it's stuff like that, like, you know, that really annoys me. People say, oh, like, you know, you can't ruin these players, screenwriters to the top. I mean, that's ridiculous. These are 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. You can ruin these kids, you know. Act like, you know, adults who are like in their 50s. I mean, these are 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. Most kids that age that you see on the street, you know, and you look like a grown man, if you give them advice, most kids are going to listen to you. They're going to do what you tell them, you know, if they think you have their best interest at heart, they're going to do what, you know, you tell them to do. And so it just really annoys me. That's one of the reasons I don't even want them around anymore, because of that. Obi, I mean, it just goes on and on, countless. And then, of course, the whole Kemba Walker thing, not even talking to the dude after you, like, how do you demote someone and not even tell them face to face? What kind of, like, you know, that's like, I don't know. That's not a mankind. That's not the way a man behaves. And I'm, you know, anyway, I don't want to get there. Thank you guys for taking my call. I don't want to, you know, I'm leaving it because I don't want to get personal with it. So, you guys have a good night.
All right, good night.
Right.
Maybe have a good night, Reaper.
Civil
All right, man. Thanks.
Civil Analytics, check out his channel. He got good stuff going on.
Yeah, man, they got a lot of good stats going on over there. So I was watching that earlier today. And I was like, "Yep, that's Reaper's voice for sure." Yep.
Yo.
But shout out, even Kenny Payne leaving, I'm like, ouch, because you already seen people was crying when Kenny Payne was leaving. I'm just like, man, with Kenny Payne gone, Kenny Payne and Woodson, those guys are supposed to be the.
Man. We lost Woody first, now Payne.
That's rough. We got 3 more callers up. Oh man, all right, let's get through these calls.
Damn.
All right, everybody's pissed today and calling on a Sunday. All right, we have to try to shorten these calls up a little bit because we got 3 callers up today.
Yeah, because we'll be here forever.
Exactly. All right, next caller up, Ken. You gonna try to shorten this at least 5 minutes. Most 5 minutes.
Yo,
what's going on?
Jay Ellis.
What's
up, Brian G? What's up, all? Hey, I'm guilty of being one of the people who talks forever, but that's Jay Ellis's fault because he's so pleasant and, you know, makes you feel comfortable.
Shut up, Ken. Get off the phone.
Gets me, yeah, exactly. Makes you feel important. You can tell he does good with the ladies, man. That's all I got to say. But anyway, back to basketball.
Oh, man.
Listen, really, really quick, just on, like I said, the tip stuff, I don't want to harp on it, but I think you guys, you took the words out of my mouth. I think Thibs is obviously brilliant. His people skills are not the best, especially with young players. And I think not having Woodson, there's a reason they hired Woodson and Kenny Payne to be a buffer between him and the players. And you saw this year you lost Woodson and now you lost Kenny Payne. So to bring back Thibs, which I think they want to because it's in Leon's best interest to at least let him start the season. They're going to need to find some good assistant coaches. And unfortunately, like assistant coaches don't get as much credit, but all the great coaches all have good assistant coaches. If you look at Miami, they've had the same assistant coaches there since freaking Pat Riley took over 20 years ago. So it's not like Eric Spoelstra does everything himself. But anyway, really quick, and I'll get off. Listen, bottom line is you're not going to do the team if Randall's your best player. And, you know, unfortunately, RJ's going to get there, but he's not there yet. And, you know, we could talk about, Thibs did that, Thibs that. Listen, we don't got the talent. And we talked about Randall is it's the way he's acting, and like you guys talked about. Yeah, no, so sorry. Yeah, like I said, especially him being a fake tough guy and starting fights, and you saw, like you guys talked about, Gobert wasn't even beefing with him. But anyway, next year, somebody's got to go. It's got to be either Obi or Randall. We all want Randall to be gone. Definitely, because like I said, he's burnt out. I even heard on social media where his wife was beefing with some other people because they're all up in their feelings about the smoke they get playing here in New York. Like, you just see like Kevin Durant, how he's just nasty to people, and he's in Brooklyn, and he's Kevin Durant. So it's not an easy market, and I think, like I said, Randall's time has come. We got to move on. And as soon as the Knicks are mathematically eliminated, which is coming up soon, that's when we need Leon to step in and be like, yo, you got to start playing the kids. Because today I was really pissed that what did it cost Thibs to produce in the first half and see how he would do, right? You didn't have to wait until the game was in hand and give the kid 3 minutes and then be scared as soon as Donovan Mitchell came out. You could have done it in the first quarter. See how he does, and then if he fares okay, then you can give him a couple more minutes. But anyway, you're here there. I know there's other folks on the line, and I appreciate the time, guys. You're doing all a great job. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, man.
All right. Salute to my guy Ken, man, editor of the KOT show, writer as well. Yeah, no complaints here. I agree with everything, pretty much.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not with it.
What else you gonna
Everybody's
say? I mean, what can you say?
Yeah, everybody's pretty much echoing the same thing. So it's like, everybody sees it. That's all you can really say.
Yeah, everybody sees it.
Everybody sees it.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. Hey, Woody. Hey, you had a 1 year with your automata. I'm pretty sure you had a lot of fun. What would be more fun? Being the head coach of the New York Knicks.
Oh, man.
Holla out your boy. The line is always open. Shout out to you.
And he made it to the NCAA tournament this year to Indiana, so you got to congratulate him on that too.
Right.
That's right.
Congratulations.
That's right.
Here's a job in the race.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Shoot, you should have never been fired when Phil got here, to be honest with you, all right?
Oh, I agree with that, man.
It's facts.
Should have never been fired. All right. Next caller up. Who do we have up next? Fritz. Let us know what your name is and where you're from.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
All right, what's going on, fellas? Raw, Ryan G, Jay Ellis. What's going on, fellas? This is Reg out the BX.
What's going on, Reg? Okay,
All
Reg. What up, Reg?
Listen, I'm in your comments all the time.
Yeah, I know. I recognize the name.
I figure I'd give a call tonight. This is my first time I'm actually chilling at the building.
I know who this is.
Yeah.
I know who this is. Reg.
Yes. And I'm about to kick it with y'all. I'm not going to hold you up long. It ain't going to be a long conversation, but a lot of my conversation is not going to be what you're hearing. A lot of these guys are emotional. I get it. They diehard Knicks fans. I'm a diehard Knicks fan for 35 years. But I know what it is. I came into the season thinking we were 10th seed anyway, just by the roster. You look at the roster, you compare the roster, what we did last year. I didn't have high expectations, but I thought we'd at least be a play-in team.
Right.
Thibs was the face of the organization coming into the season. We didn't have no face of the organization as a player. Randall wasn't the face because nobody wanted to resign him. RJ wasn't the face because nobody had a lot of confidence in him. We didn't like the Fournier pick. I mean, the free agency. We didn't like the Kemba move only because it was $8 million. We caught him on a deal, but we knew he was hurt. We knew Rose might get hurt. We knew all of these things. We was mad at free agency when we were going into when we was coming into the season. But we got Kemba, so we got a little more happier what was going on. So we all was in the same boat at the same time. But we was hoping that maybe we can run it back again. Maybe it'll look a little like it was last year. But we were skeptical.
Right.
What I'm trying to say, though, in regards to what's going on with this game, Thibs messed it all up when he went ahead and took IQ out, especially when he brought Burks in. He took Grimes out. He should have left Grimes in. I thought he was maybe on a minute count, but he should have left Grimes in the game. He should have definitely left Randall and Fournier on the bench because the rhythm looked so good.
Facts.
And the way IQ was balling, he was showing such high IQ basketball-wise, and he was showing the confidence that he would display in his game. I thought Thibs should have allowed that to continue on because the rhythm was good. RJ was letting IQ get his thing off. He was getting 4-point opportunities, 3-point fouls on shots, and he was doing his thing. So Thibs, he messed up that entire rhythm. I understood where he was at. He's thinking, let me get my starters back in because traditionally that's what you want to do, get your starters back in. Fournier was playing a good game. His defense is not good, but he was shooting his percentages was good. He hit 5 threes. I understood what he was thinking about. I understand what he's thinking about. But in regards to the way that the game was being played, he didn't read it well. He definitely didn't read it well.
Yeah, that's the problem.
My thing is this. I listen to everybody always scream, put the kids in. Deuce needs to play. I know you guys are big Deuce fans. I like Deuce, and I think if you give Deuce, bring him along slowly, because Deuce has a lot of work that he needs a lot of work. His defense is impeccable. I think he's a great defensive player. Offensively, you could tell he's very, very. He's not polished. He needs work on that. And do you want him to learn in a game? You can, but he's a late second-round pick. He's not a high investment. They got their eye on IQ. IQ showing more. So I'm saying you want to work with IQ more. You want to work with RJ more. You want to work with Grimes more. You want to work with Sims. He's the number 58 pick, but he plays like Mitch, so he can get in and do what Mitch do. Mitch is a better offensive rebounder, but in regards to what they do, their skill sets is pretty much the same. Deuce, in regards to what he does, everybody else is better than him. That's the only reason why he's not in there. Okay. Grimes is better. I mean, Burks is better than Deuce.
Okay.
Is he in the future? No. But at today, for Thibs wanting to win, he's better than Deuce. That's why he don't put him in.
This is the thing, Reg. You're contradicting yourself. First of all, you said Deuce is a late second-round pick. He's not. 36 is not late. That's early second round. Number two, you said Deuce needs to learn how to polish his game. The Knicks are 30-41. They're not going anywhere. Regardless of what you think about him, since we haven't actually started him more, he has never started more than a game. So since you want to see what he is, this is the time to do it. They're not going anywhere. So you can put him in there and see what he's doing. That's what I'm saying to you.
Let me say this to you real quick. Deuce, I get it. I want him to get some time. Do I want him to start? No. Because I don't see him jumping quickly. I don't see Deuce jumping quickly. I see quickly starting before Deuce. Why would I jump Deuce over quickly? It quickly was here last year. Quickly showed promise last year. Thibs showed in Summer League that he was trying to work with IQ because he kind of knew one of these guys are going to get hurt. I need you to really put work in, because during the season, I may have to count on you. IQ, he's been working IQ. He hasn't turned away from IQ's role all year. He's been pushing him, learn. And IQ is now starting to turn to where it's like, okay, well, IQ is starting to look like he could be a second-team point guard now. If he keeps working on it, he looks like he'd be a second-team. IQ is taking over the game against the Utah Jazz in the fourth quarter. Deuce is not ready for that right now. So why would I say start Deuce over IQ? Just to see what he got?
Again, let me tell you this. IQ has been allowed to play unlimited minutes through his mistakes. He stunk until after the All-Star game. So that's why he's being what he is now. Deuce has never gotten the opportunity. What we are saying in terms of what you're saying about what you think Deuce is and what I'm saying about what I think Deuce is irrelevant if neither of us have seen him play actually for any stretch of time without looking over his shoulder. So we have
Let me ask you this,
we have seen IQ
and I'm
play
gonna let you go.
What?
Let me ask you this, and I get what you're saying.
No, you say you
play
get it. I don't think you do, though. But go ahead.
No, I get it because I know basketball as well as you do. You know basketball.
I don't want to get in an argument about who knows basketball. I'm just saying to you
No.
Listen
to what I'm saying.
We don't know
Just listen to what I'm saying. Just listen to what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is this. If I'm looking at two gentlemen and I'm saying y'all two may be able to play point guard for me, but I got one guy that was here with me last year, and he looked good last year. And I have a second rounder coming in who's not a first rounder, who's not coming in with accolades, and I watched Deuce at West Virginia last year, and I know what his potential is. But in regards to pecking order, if he's not taking this man's spot, if he's not bumping him out the way, if this kid is still looking like he has something for me, and I want to try to make him into something, Why am I gonna say, okay, let me stop with you and go let this other kid get in the game?
I think
When
you're getting caught. I think
like he could take over the fourth quarter.
All right,
I think
you know
you're
what?
getting caught up in the starter. Let's just take
Hold
the
on.
start out of it. Let's say you start IQ.
Right,
All
right,
I'm
right.
saying is you could end up playing Deuce still 25, 30 minutes. It's the starting thing is not the important thing. But you're missing my point when you say you're not, because I'm saying you need to give the kid minutes. He's not getting them.
Yeah,
He doesn't have to start to get the minutes.
Yeah, and we're going in circles right now, so we're gonna stop the conversation right there.
Right. So all
we're
I'm
going
trying
in
to
circles
say is
right
this.
now. But shout out to thank you for calling in, Reg.
I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only thing I'll say is, and I keep saying this, and I said this before, I don't even think it should be IQ versus Deuce thing.
It shouldn't be. That's
IQ
not even the
and
point.
Deuce thing. Right.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying. I don't think he kept saying, I get it, but you're not getting it. It's not either or. You should be playing them both together.
You should be playing them both. And here's the other thing about it too, like, and I said this on the program, I do feel like Deuce has to figure out how to find his niche on the offensive end, and like he has problems kind of creating separation on the offensive end. But I also know, to Raw's point, that he hasn't gotten the leash to try those things out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. That game where he had 19 points versus he had 19 points versus Houston. The next game he plays Toronto, he only plays 4 minutes, and he never even sees the floor again.
Right, he's league after that.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, so I feel like there has to kind of be an in between. You can't go from, wow, you have 19 points, then you play 4 minutes, and then you don't see the floor for a month. Like,
that's ridiculous.
At least have him play 5-10 minutes a game to, like, because I kind of do feel like the aggressiveness kind of got lost once he was kind of relegated to another role. And then even when he's been playing these last few games, he hasn't really been touching the ball. He's been more tentative. So
yeah.
I feel like there's been something lost with the quick hooks.
Now the thing is, I'm sorry, but the thing is, brother, is that I believe that eventually Deuce would be. I believe he's a better point guard than Quickly, and I'm not saying Quickly's bad. But even if you don't agree with me, all I'm saying is you start Quickly, and then have Deuce come off the bench for Quickly or with Quickly, and then play him 25, 30 minutes, and let's close games and see them play together. I think over time, at the very least, you'll see what you have with Deuce McBride. You'll see what you have, whatever it is. And then you give him, we got 11 games left? Give him 11 games. Let's see what happens.
Right.
I mean, we're not going anywhere. So if you're playing him 25, 30 minutes a game, and you play him 11 games, I'm saying you will see. To me, I always believe the cream rises to the top. Yes, Quickly has gotten a lot better. Yes, he's going to be a valuable piece for the Knicks. But we don't even know what Deuce is. It could be you put them two together, you got something. You don't even know. But you haven't tried it yet. And the reason you haven't tried it because this coach refuses to allow it to happen.
Yeah, we just got to try other things. And that goes for Obi, too. That goes for Obi, too. That goes for Cam when he was healthy. That goes for a lot of these guys who never really got a real shot.
Yes, it does.
So,
Yes, it does.
All right.
Yeah.
You got something else to say on Ryan?
No, the only thing I was going to add is that, it is kind of weird because the way Thibs uses McBride now, it's like McBride barely even touches the ball on offense, and he's supposed to be a point guard. Like, he's a point guard coming out of West Virginia, so you would think the point guard would have the ball in his hands, but Thibs barely puts the ball in his hand, and like you said, against Houston, he scored 19 points. So clearly, there's something there in McBride in running a team, and in that game, he was playing alongside quickly as well. So it's like, based on that game in Houston, and he had like a couple of other performances where he played pretty decent as well. It's like, okay, when he's on the court, why not give him a chance to at least run an offense from time to time instead of just having him as like, basically a wing. When he's not a wing, he's a point guard. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, give him more chances, you know what I mean, to show what he can do on offense. We've been saying that, like, the Knicks are 30-41. The Knicks are not going to make the playoffs. So experiment a bit, like, change up things a bit, give players a chance to show what they can do, I'm glad he gives McBride some minutes, but it's like all McBride does is, like, he might touch the ball once and, like, dribble it, like, for, like, 2 seconds and then passes off to Randall or pass it off to IQ and just go to the corner. It's like, come on. Like, at least give him a chance to do something different. At least, That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
No, you're right. And if you made him part of the rotation where you start, okay, I'm just gonna say Emmanuel quickly start it, and then let's say at after 7-8 minutes into the quarter, put Deuce in there, and they let them run together, and then you start Deuce in the second quarter quickly. I mean, if you run it like that, over time they will play together differently than him just standing in the corner. It will just naturally happen. It's an organic thing, and I can see that coming. But Thibs is just not giving them the time to do that.
Yeah. Pretty much it. And I was letting the conversation run, but hold on. Shout out to, first of all, I saw Ron, my guy Ron was there. Shout out to Ron, man. If you want to call in too, Ron from the Man show. If you want to call in, you can call
Ron
in
Cleveland?
Yeah, Ron Cleveland. I don't even know if he's next or not. Cause he said Ron. I saw Fritz say Ron is next, but that might be him. Who knows? But call in if you want to, Ron. I know Knicks Nation want to hear from you. And Adele Chapman sends a $2 super chat. So shout out to you, Adele. He says, any incentive for Mitch to do a sign and trade? I mean, there's incentive all over the place, man. To be honest with
you. Yeah. If they traded Randall, I think Mitch would stay.
You think so? You think Randall?
Yeah, because there wouldn't be a money issue. You could have him there, and he would. I think he would touch the ball more, and that's one of his beefs. He's not touching the ball enough.
Yeah, I could be. I mean, I feel like he does want to touch the ball more for sure, but I don't know. I feel like the problem might be more Noel and stuff, because Noel he got $9 million dedicated to Noel. Yeah. That could be that could be Mitch money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they sending him out. That $9 million is gonna be free because they sending him out.
Exactly. Between Noel and Burks, that could be Mitch money. Not all Mitch money, but at least partial. Some of it.
Yeah, that's $18 million. Though. That is $18 million free money right there. Once you get rid of them. So I mean, you could. I mean, Mitch is we're still talking between 12 and 14 for Mitch.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Next call up, we got Ron from Baltimore. What's going on, Ron from Baltimore? What do you have to say?
What's up, Jay Ellis? How you doing?
All right. What's going on, Ron?
Hey, man. Salute to your star-studded panel. I'm a fan.
All right, Ron.
I'm calling in because I don't understand why IQ got pulled. I agree with all the callers that have called in. To me, I look at this as the play right when he got pulled. He got a defensive stop on Clarkson. Exactly. He threw it out to Obi for a dunk. You needed defense and you needed playmaking. IQ was getting to the line. I didn't even care that he missed 2 free throws. Yeah, it stinks because he's a great free throw shooter, but we were fine. We were only down 4 points.
Right.
Like I thought Obi was fine. I thought Obi was taking the right shots. I even thought McBride, the 3 minutes, I didn't like when he got taken out. I mean, yeah, I understand you bring RJ in, and there was a mistake with him and Sims. I don't know whose fault that was. It looked like it was Sims' fault. RJ was mad. Mm-hmm. But I thought Deuce was fine. I think Deuce could have. I need guys that can defend. Defending is more important than offense, but IQ can do both. Look, I understand IQ's streaky. I understand he's not a traditional point guard. He can do point guard things, and I like him. In my opinion, he is better playmaking than Burks. Burks is better off the. Yeah. Burks is better off the ball. He's better off the ball. Like, he's so out of position. Burks is not a guy that should be creating at the top of the key. He should be just catch and shoot with Derrick Rose so he could be Michael Jordan again. He was Michael Jordan last year closing for us because he's off the ball. He was.
Yeah, and he was off the bench too. And to me, that's his strongest spot right there.
Facts.
Exactly. Yeah. So my thing is this. I'm in agreement moving. I know Thibs won't do it because he's stubborn, but I'm in favor of IQ playing 30-plus minutes a night, letting Deuce play backup. To me, he needs reps. Yep. IQ, if he fails or succeeds, it doesn't matter. I'm looking at young guys across the league. Like Tyrese Maxey, to me, is farther along right now than IQ because he's playing more.
Yeah.
He's playing more. Yeah. He's playing through mistakes. To me, there's no reason why IQ – he can be a Tyrese Maxey. I'm not saying he's Tyrese Maxey because Tyrese Maxey, the handle's a little bit better, the finishing is better. But IQ needs to actually – it's not just practice. I'm not a practice. Look, I'm just a crazy fan that has a YouTube channel. Latrell Sprewell is the American Dream, and I call into shows. But what I'm telling you is that I believe IQ is not playing enough. In my opinion, I know he's streaky with the shot, but if he plays more and actually works on getting in the paint and thinking the game, because sometimes he rushes and takes crazy shots, but if you get better coaching and he can actually play 30-plus minutes, think the game like a point guard, he's our best option. I'm not saying he's the future starting point guard of the team,
I agree
but
with you,
I'd like to see him play 30-plus minutes. It's not the season is over. Just play the young, play IQ. Play the people. You say it's about you have to earn your minutes. IQ earn the right to finish that game, not to pull him and then bring him back and do crazy stuff. That was our shot.
Yep.
So I got nothing more, JLS. I appreciate your time, man. I'm just very upset. The season has been a disaster. The only good thing is RJ's really gotten better, although his efficiency is not good because he really shouldn't. He's had to do. We're asking him to do a lot of crazy things, so the efficiency isn't good. But his approach is correct, and he's proved me wrong in a lot of ways. He's a fighter. He's good, but we are missing a lot of stuff. The front office is the most to blame. Thibs has to learn how to adjust, or I'm very scared about bringing him back because he's very stubborn. But we have to pray, man. Randall's drives me nuts mentally. He's got to be better. I don't know how he gets that. I think some of it you can learn, but some of it he doesn't have and has to grow. He has to accept that he has to get better in certain areas because I want Randall. I like Randall because of what he did for us last year. I don't forget. Like, people just throw Randall aside and say, like, last year never happened. Look, there were no fans in the stands. Yes, Randall shot incredible. I think that was some of it, but I give him credit. He came back a better player. Yes, a lot of things went our way, but Randall's clearly regressed, and it's not, like you said, it's not just the basketball stuff anymore. So we need to have a serious conversation about Julius Randle moving forward. I know they got to make tons of moves, but the number one question I have is Julius Randle, yes, guys can take pressure off of him, but can he actually improve in the other areas of his game?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I got nothing left, but thank you.
All right, man. Appreciate
Thanks,
you, man.
man.
Rapid fire, hitting all the points.
Excellent call, man. Excellent call.
Hit them all.
Excellent call. Well put together.
Yeah, pretty much summed up the whole episode in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and they asked Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau explains putting Alex Burks back in with 4:48 to go in the fourth quarter.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so this is what Thibs says.
Oh yes, please.
Just to get our starters back, and I felt he had gone a pretty good stretch. I knew I could bring him back, so he was going to come out for a couple of minutes, which is what I was thinking at that time.
Just to bring the starters back.
Just to bring the starters back. And he was going pretty good. Really was he? What was he? Negative what? Alec Burke. Let's look up how good was he doing. Let's look up Alec Burke. Alec Burke was only -17. Now I guess that is good. He's only -7. My God.
He had a couple of threes early and then
he's going pretty good.
So I guess it doesn't matter what the bench does. At the end of the day, it's all about just getting the starters back in the game.
Starters back in the game.
Just
right.
getting this. Thibs be tipping, man. Oh my gosh, Thibs be tipping hard. Next caller up, man. Next caller up. Let us know what your name is and where you from. What do you want to talk about?
Hello, gentlemen. This is Mike from Michigan.
What's going on, Mike?
All right.
Man, Mike. Man.
Yeah, good. Hey, I called all y'all, at the same time tonight. It's good to have the full cast.
Man,
I think last time I called, it was only a couple of y'all.
Facts.
So, yeah, salute JLS, Raw. Salute, Raw. I've been waiting to catch you, man, and let you know that what you're doing outside of the Knicks on your channel, man, is life-changing, and it's had an impact on me, man. So salute to you on that.
Oh, man.
Ryan
G.
G.
To the Most High. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And, Ryan G., salute to you too, brother. You weren't here last time I called, so it's good to catch you all in. All right, so in rapid-fire mode, first thing I'm going to say is this. As far as Thibs goes, to reiterate what the last caller was saying, I'm really worried about that too, man. I'm worried about him going forward as far as the development of our young talent, because what I'm looking at, and kind of going back to the previous caller before that, as far as the Deuce McBride minute and developing our young talent is, at this point, like Raw was saying, if he never plays and we don't really know what we have in him, we're just gonna keep saying we need another point guard.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So we're just it's like we're wasting assets. if we don't see what we actually have, and then we invested another point guard, and maybe he plays under Thibs. If we get another point guard, it's a young point guard. I can't even see like, to me, I won't be disappointed if we bring in another young point guard. Now, if we get a veteran or something like that, that might be all right, I guess, because depending on where Derrick Rose is at coming back. But if we get another young dude, man, that's just going to be a waste. That's going to be a waste, and I'm going to be disappointed.
I agree.
Facts.
Unless the young dude is like light years, unless he's like some generational talent, young point guard. Like I'm not gonna be honest. I don't want him. Like, for what?
Right. Exactly. If he's not a John Moran type, it's like, why?
Right. Exactly. Now, I agree with the caller. I would not mind if they got not a veteran, like an old dude. Like if they traded for DeJounte Murray or they traded for Donovan Mitchell. Okay, all right, we good. But if you're telling me you're gonna draft a guy, or you're gonna get a guy that's a rookie, I mean, come on, man, come on. For what?
I feel like we're gonna move our pick, man. I feel like this might be the year that it makes more sense than ever to move the pick.
I think they will, though. I think they're going to.
Like,
I agree.
He had said if he was betting that he bets they would do it.
Facts. Well, sorry, keep going, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, because as far as I agree as far as moving that pick off, but because as far as what we have right now on the roster, I don't feel like we have a bad roster. We don't have any glaring holes in the roster to me outside of figuring out that point guard situation. To touch on going forward, the Mitch thing, I hope we keep Mitch, but I'm confident in what we have in Sims. If we lose Mitch, that somewhere down the line, we're not going to be totally lost at center as far as Sims being able to come in and give us some of what Mitch has given us already. So I'm good with that. Last thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to get up out of here and let you guys get to the next caller. As far as the Randall thing, I always got to end on that. At this point, it's not even about, and I hate to sound like I'm to touch on what the guy said before, too, as far as appreciating Randall, I appreciate what the man did for us last year. No question. And for me to say, pay him and get him up out of here, that's, I'm giving him his respect. He deserves his contract that he got, but we also deserve a better product on the floor as far as our team and as far as the leadership. He's failing us right now as far as that leadership role. And I feel like, I put in the chat earlier, RJ has a better on-floor demeanor than Randall as far as leadership goes.
Absolutely.
Now, I understand he has a reputation as far as his work ethic off the court, and that's cool. That's that's big because not everybody has that as far as, the NBA players are concerned. So I respect that too. But as far as that on-floor demeanor, and between him and Thibs, it seems like it's making our culture, it's kind of counterproductive to that culture we were trying to build. It's making it somewhat toxic to have that guy as the lead guy when he's unstable on the floor outside of just going for his numbers sometimes. And then you got Thibs, too, who, preaches you earn what you get, but then you got this guy out on the floor just, so it doesn't make sense. And I can see where you lose the youth that way. So, yeah, that's where I'm at on that, man. Appreciate y'all taking the call. And, I'm going to sit back and listen from here.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, man. Thanks.
Shout out to my guy Mike, who's a regular caller, man. Shout out to you. Yeah, it would hurt to lose Mitch for sure, man. I feel like Mitch is done well for himself, and some people be like, well, Mitch, he only performs well against other centers and not the top centers in the league. I mean, well, there's only like 3 top centers in the league, and he performs well against the other, 27. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he does all right against the top guys too. Not all the time, but that's why he's the top guys.
Yeah.
I mean, he does all right against some top guys.
Today wasn't it though. Today was
no, not today. It wasn't one of his best games today. But
I think.
Go ahead, Brian.
I just want to say I think sometimes people forget that we drafted Mitch in the second round, and when he was drafted in the second round, he was raw. He didn't play no college basketball that year. He was basically out a year after his high school year. Mm-hmm. And we got him raw. And the fact that he's 22, 23 right now?
Mm-hmm.
And it's his third season from being a raw player coming into the league to where he is now. Like, you can't expect him to just be dominating like Rudy Gobert and dominating like Joel Embiid and guys like that. Like, he's still developing. He's still learning the game. And the fact that he's gotten this far already?
It's crazy.
It's like, why not give him a chance to develop further and see what we got in Mitch. I mean, Mitch is like we said. Yeah, Mitch might not dominate the top centers in the league, but he's dominated the other 20-something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He's gonna be 24 this next month. He's gonna be 24, but he's still young, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
he's
man.
Still young, man.
What top? I think he's reached top 4 in blocks, number 2 in offensive rebounds.
Yep.
In the league, and that's all from a second round pick who hasn't fully developed. He's like 3 or 4 years away from being in his prime.
I think we'll see him about 2 years, 3 years, and he'll be a really on another level. I could see that coming.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah,
I definitely feel you. Yo, shout out to BK too. BK sent a $5 super chat before, and he was asking about Looney.
Kevon Looney?
From Golden State?
From Golden State. He was asking
Kevon
about
Looney. Yeah, Kevon Looney.
Yeah, like he sent the super chat as I was ending, and it came through after the show ended. And I didn't forget you, BK. I was waiting for you to come back. I was waiting for you to come back to the show. But he was like, "Would you mind going after Looney if we were unable to hold on to Mitch?"
I think we could do better. Because the thing is that if we don't have Mitch, I am very comfortable with starting Jericho Sims, but I would like to have a veteran behind him, and I think we could do better. I'd like if we could get what's the guy that the Nets have now?
Claxton?
No, the veteran guy.
Drummond.
Drummond, get a Drummond, get somebody like that. Get Drummond, Dwight Howard, somebody that's a backup,
right?
A veteran that can help him, help him learn and be solid, be healthy, and So I'm very comfortable with letting Jericho Sims be the starter if Mitch walks, but I would like to have a solid veteran backup behind him.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with you on that. And
somebody that's not going to cost a lot of money. Looney's undersized. He's like 6'9". I mean, I'd like somebody a little bit bigger, just a little bit bigger, man. Somebody a little bit more experienced.
Yeah, and you know me. You already know my target. My target is the bomber, man. Give me
right.
Give me
real, though.
give me a stretch. Give me a stretch 5 who can make things easier for RJ.
I just like Bomber's game, period. The whole thing, the blocks.
The blocks.
The rim protection, the movement, the shoot, everything. I like Bomber. And I don't know if I can't say he's injury prone because he's not been hurt, but he hasn't played a lot either,
Right. And I feel like his 3-point shooting has gone up since All-Star break, too. I think he's been shooting like 40%.
Yeah, I like Bomber. No, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you on that. If Mitch walks, my first target would be Bomber. I want to see if we can get him.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And shout to State too, because I've been talking about Bamba since last summer. I've been talking about Bamba since the Knox years. When I remember Ryan when I was talking about.
I think you wanted Bamba in the draft, didn't you?
Yeah, I did want Bamba in the draft. He was one of the guys I wanted. But I'm very happy that we got Mitch, and I'm very happy we got Mitch, and he was cheaper. So I don't mind that we got Mitch over and instead of Bamba.
The stats back you up, JL. He's shooting 48% from 3 over the last 10 games.
That's crazy.
Woo!
That's crazy. Yeah, give me Bamba. Give me that RJ to the lane all day long. Who's stopping him? Nobody.
Yep.
Nobody. Stretch 5. Let's go. I'm with it. Ace of Space says JaVale McGee. Okay.
Jackson the Fool.
JaVale McGee.
Right. Next call
Jackson the Fool ain't coming in. He wasn't wearing rings, man. He to rent a ring, man. He wants to get a ring.
That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. Oh yeah. Also, he touched on Julius Randle, not forgetting him. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, it took me a long time to even get to this point on Randle because of what he did last year. Because I don't like to forget what people did for me either last year or whatever. So I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying. But it's like, man, the attitude has gone too far for me.
Nah, to me, I got to look at the whole body of work. Last year, he's in his 8th year. Last year was an anomaly. He's actually playing now like he's played the other 7 years, And so, only thing now, he got $100 million and he's acting like it, So that's the only problem.
To me, it's more like if Randle, because right now, what is Randle at? Right, he's like 20-10-5 on the year.
Yeah.
Right, Randall's making is 20, 10, and 5 on a year. He's making 27 million or 26 million?
Yeah,
like,
he's gonna be making that. Yep.
Like, all right, he's inefficient. Cool. If it was just that, then and without the attitude, I'd probably be more willing to like work with it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's the 20, 10, and 5, and then the stuff that's coming along with it is a little bit much for me. Like,
yep. No, you're right. You're right, man.
Like, you tell me, yo, hey, Ellis, you get somebody 20, 10, and 5. You know, he might not be super efficient, but, you know, we get him a point guard and a stretch 5. We can work with that. I'm like, you know what? I might roll the dice on that. But like, the attitude is, like, it's an enigma for me, man. Like, I don't know what you're going to get with this guy.
No, and that's the thing. You don't know night to night what you're going to get. And you name any other guy that's the number 1 or number 2 guy on their team, all of them, you know what you're going to get every night from them.
Yeah.
Our guy is not like that. You just don't know what you're going to get from night to night. You don't know what kind of effort you're going to get. You don't know what kind of attitude you're going to get. You can come in smiling and rocking, or you can come in fighting and arguing. We just never know what you're going to get from him.
Right. If you got the effort on the defensive end, and we got like a better attitude, then I'd be like, you know, let's roll the dice. But like this I don't know. The other part to his game, like the mental part is throwing me.
Yeah.
All right.
Agree.
Next caller up, we got Fritz.
My man Fritz.
Yep.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
What up,
yeah,
man?
Actually, you set me up quite well, because that's what I was going to talk about is Julius Randle and antics. So, I mean, at the point, I don't think they can't keep ignoring the problem, because it's not going away. Like, first I thought, you know, maybe he was going through something early in the season. Hey, it's gonna correct itself.
Right. Me too.
The Knicks need to really rein him in. Like, it's not harmless to be acting like that. Like, you saw a few games ago, he bumped into an official. I mean, he's created a reputation, and like, and the bad thing about it is not only that he did it, is that the Knicks didn't say anything.
Right.
And you know it's bad when nobody says anything. Like, you know there's real problems when other teammates are walking on eggshells. They've seen it before. They've seen worse than we're seeing in public.
Yep.
And I think the Knicks really need to really rein that in, because it's going to kill his value. There are teams that just won't trade him if this is what he's putting out. I don't care. 20, 10, and 5. 20, 10, and 5, it won't matter.
Yeah.
Once you accept this kind of behavior, you're showing that he's not in control, and you're showing that you're not in control.
Yeah.
And the Knicks are dodging bullets, because I'm saying all these interactions, they seem small. Like, oh no, that's no big deal. A little thing with a staffer. But had it been a female staffer, Knicks would be front page. Yeah. Knicks would be national news. Knicks would be in a world of trouble if that would have been a female staffer or a female official. Like, Knicks really need to like nip it in the bud. Like, they're really like flirting with disaster. Like, he hasn't done anything that's that egregious, but like when you see that he just don't care, like, what's he gonna do?
Yeah, that's all I'm really saying.
Yeah, like I know it's kind of scary, because like he can really do something, you know, even by accident, just be acting stupid, that can really like ruin the franchise. And the Knicks really need to like, hey, you know what? Like, hey, we don't talk to officials, period. Like,
right.
Like, knock that down.
Right.
Like,
right.
Some coaches have done it. It's not like for them to say, hey, we don't talk to officials. Like, whoever does this is gonna get fined. Like, I think that's where they need to go with it, because he obviously doesn't know where the line is.
Yeah.
Creed, man.
Yeah.
I can't say nothing. He's on point. I can't say nothing.
Yeah, it's like he had this little resurgence that's happening, and it's like, all right, if he kept that up, cool. If you have a down game, you have a down game. But like the attitude is really the tipping point for me. That's all I say about that.
Yeah, and the response bothers me too. Like when he does it, it's like, oh, okay. No, like y'all need to stop that.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree, man.
I mean, like remember a few games ago when he bumped the official, like if he got into the official like cleanly, he would have been out for a couple games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to I thought he was going to get suspended already just for what he did. I thought he was going to get suspended, but they didn't.
Yeah,
they just fined him.
They call it incidental, so that's
Yeah.
That's what it was. I don't think he meant to hit him, but he I don't know. He got angry. He gets blinded sometimes, I guess. Like he doesn't know what's happening around him. He needs to he needs the Ron Baker, not the Ron Baker, the Ron Artest sports psychiatrist or something, man. Because something. But yeah, thanks.
I mean, I'm just like it's like a disaster waiting to happen. It's a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yo, thanks, Fritz, man. Thanks for timing in. Salute, man. All right.
Good to hear from Fritz.
Yeah, man.
Yo.
Good to hear from Fritz, man. Shouts, Fritz. Shout out to everybody who's rocking with the show, man. 81 in the chat or whatever. If you like the channel so far, piece of the like, subscribe button. We're here after every game. So today we had the full crew, so it was nice to have the full crew today. Next game up is, what's the next game, guys?
Tuesday, right?
Tuesday, Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah. Is it at the Garden or is it at Atlanta?
Gotta check.
I feel like it's at the Garden. I feel like
because the Knicks came off for like a long road.
Yeah. They can hit the road again for a minute though, right? I think so.
So yeah, Tuesday is a really big game. This is one of those do or die games.
To me, this is really a do or die. It's on TNT though, so that's positive. National TV. The Knicks play good on national TV.
Yeah, we do, and we've had the Hawks number, but the next few, the Hawks and then the Hornets, back to back is pretty.
There's 3 games road trip. Then there's the Hornets, Miami, and Detroit. Then you come home, Chicago, Charlotte, Atlanta. I mean Cleveland. That's rough, man.
Yeah, like mathematically, I feel like this week might be the week.
Yeah.
After this week,
they lose to Atlanta, it's going to be pretty much it, I think.
Yeah, but then if you move to Atlanta and then the Hornets the next day, nail in the coffin. Because you're chasing both of these teams.
Yeah, that's right. Directly. So.
Yeah.
But we played well against Atlanta, We kind of had their number
this year.
Yeah.
We have.
Yeah, most definitely.
And Randall likes to play against them, man. So.
Oh yeah, he definitely does. So we might get the best Randall versus the Hawks.
Yeah.
True.
The Hornets.
Don't underestimate Nick McMillan though. He know how to make adjustments, unlike certain people. So we'll see what happens.
True. Kevin Knox revenge game too.
Oh yeah.
The Kevin Knox revenge game.
The Kevin Knox revenge game.
Oh man, I wish we had Cam for that game. All right, yo. All right, that is our show, man. It's a good time to wrap it up. Went a little longer than I thought, but we had callers today. We have the full squad today, so good show. Good show all together, man. Good guys. Good to have everybody back, man. I miss you guys, y'all. All right, man. Raw, let them know where they can find you, sir.
Okay, Raw Hebrew Remnant on YouTube and Raw Hebrew Remnant Reppin' on Patreon.
All right, cool. Ryan G, let them know where they can find you, sir.
You can find me on Instagram at Sir G is chillin'.
Sir G is chillin'.
That's SIRG is CHILLI. And you can also find me at Sir G's Corner, where I post videos talking about sports and the Knicks. I've been on a hiatus lately because I've been busy, but I'm going to get back on that soon. And you can also find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you can find, you already know, get the merch. Get the merch at NickTimeshow.com/catalog. You get the orange and blue and the black and white Knicks KOT hats. Follow us on social media, the KOT Show on Twitter, the Nick of Time Show on Instagram, and Nick of Time Show on Facebook as well to catch those articles. And you can listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, everywhere you listen to podcasts. You can find us there as well. All right. That is our show. Good job, gentlemen, as always.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All
And
right.
you already know the deal. You already know the deal, man. As always.
Shout out to Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here, all right? Shout out to Worldwide West. We out of here.
Peace.
Peace.